Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor. It is really power being out here in nature this early morning where I'm looking at the rising of the sun, having gotten here very early and begin my meditation, and now I'm doing my impartation, bringing a message of self-realization to you, pointing you to look inwardly, teaching you how to be healthy, wealthy, and wise. So with that being said, I want to deal with some wisdom today, and in doing so I want to speak to you concerning the woman and the serpent, where it is written in the Bible in the book of Genesis, where it says, "And the serpent said unto the woman, thou shalt not surely die." That's what I want to speak to you about. But before I can go any further, I want to lay the foundation by letting you know that I teach that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history, and that the Bible was written symbolically. Also, I teach you that the Bible have no reference to anyone that existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that took place upon earth thousands of years ago. From Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, it's all a great psychological drama. That's the reason why, first of all, I want to let you know that the Garden of Eden is speaking of the mind, and the serpent is speaking about wisdom, coming to know who you are, coming to sense consciousness, coming to a higher level of consciousness. That's the reason why you're told that you must be wise as a serpent and be harmless as a dove. So serpent has to do with wisdom, understanding, knowledge, self-realization, self-knowledge, self-revelation. All of that have to do with the symbol of the serpent. That's the reason why you are also told that as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, and we know Moses means to be born. It's not speaking about a literal man thousands of years ago. So shall the Son of Man be lifted up. And not until I have that very experience that took place within me, that I know exactly that what it really means, is when you have that awakened imagination, when you are awakened within your own self, then you will understand the lifting up of the serpent. You will understand how to come to the highest state of consciousness. Then you will understand that it is speaking about your thoughts. When you have certain thoughts, and then it says that you will come to realize that you shall not surely die. It said God knows that you will be like God. You will know that it is your thought that is creating your reality. You will come to discover your immortality. You will have a change where you change from mortality to immortality in a twinkling of an eye, and you will know that you shall not surely die. You will understand that death is just a transition. It's an expansion of life. You will know that death is not real because we are eternal. We are a spirit having a human experience. Then you will come to understand that there is no such a thing as an eternal hell, because you have to have an eternal life to be born in an eternal hell. And why would God or the higher self want to have you born in an eternal hell when He promised you that He loves you and it's all about grace and it's not by works, lest anyone should boast? So my brother and my sisters, true salvation is self-realization, and that self-realization is grace, and that is the serpent bringing a message to you. That is wisdom bringing a message of self to you, bringing a message pointing you to look within, pointing you how to discover your own self, your higher self, teaching you how to partake of the tree of life. So my brother and my sister, when you understand life, you will understand that there are different states, infinite states of consciousness. You will realize that everything is mental, everything is psychological, everything have to first be a thought, everything have to first be an idea. And then you will come to realize that the devil is your lower self. your carnal self, the carnal mind. You come to understand all of these things, and you come to understand what happened in the garden is coming to self-realization, coming to a higher level of consciousness. Because when you're bitten by the serpent, that is, as it tells you in the story of Moses, that those who were bitten, when they look upon the serpent that was lifted up, that they were healed. When you look up to the higher self, the higher state of consciousness, that's where you would discover true healing. That's where you discover true wealth. That's where you will understand true Christianity. That's when you will understand your true biography, your true identity. That's where you will discover your divinity. That's where you discover your God self, your higher self. That's what we're talking about here, because in the Garden of Eden, I tell you about two trees. The tree of knowledge of good and evil is where you're thinking that everything in this world is either good or evil. But remember, there's nothing that is good or evil, but thinking make it so. So when you come into your true God self, you will come to realize that it is only your thoughts that is creating your reality, and that you can create your reality consciously. So it is teaching you of a knowing. That's why he says that the serpent said God knows. It's a knowing that when you eat or when you partake of this wisdom of self, this knowledge of self, this knowledge of knowing who you are, why you are here, where you come from, and where you are going. It is power. It is God power. It's infinite power. It's overcoming power. Power over the power of Caesar. Because the power of Caesar is not the true power. That's the reason why they indoctrinate you as a little child in school, to overcome you and to keep you controlled and limited. So my brother, my sisters, don't let anyone deceive you by making you think that the serpent have to do with something evil, or the serpent have to do with the devil. You have to understand the Bible from a higher level of consciousness, and understand that it is not a religious book. Understand it is the book of life, and you are in that book, and it is based upon your choice. Whatever choice you make would mean where you would dwell or where you would live, psychologically speaking. So my brother, my sisters, it is high time to wake up and embrace your higher self and walk in that wisdom of knowing your higher self, your God self, so that you will not be afraid or be ashamed. But you see, they take everything and they turn it the other way around. They tell you that the man and the woman, they were ashamed and they were hiding themselves. You see, you have to understand that everything that was started from a little child to now, it was all a lie, and just reverse it. Just reverse everything. Just reverse, because what is a lie? A lie is the truth perverted. So just reverse everything, and then you will understand that which they tell is evil is good. And those things that they tell you that they are good, they're actually the evil thing. They tell you going to church and believing a God outside of yourself and all of that, that is good. No, it's not true. It's having you to live your life in a backward way. In a way whereby, as I said before, you're controlled. But when you want to live in the power of knowing who you are, then you have to realize that everything that was taught to you was basically a lie. So with that being said, my brother, my sisters, I want to say, if what I'm saying here, if it is resonating with you, then it is for you. Then you've been seeking for this, you've been looking for this, and it's going to take you higher and higher and bring you more into discovering your higher self. Therefore, if you haven't subscribed, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, comment, to share this video. Also, I just want to remind you that this message I always bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 teaches us that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And my brother and my sisters, hadn't it been that I would have had that experience and prove it for my own self, that there's an eye within, and when the eye within you is open, that's an awakening, and you will come to realize what it means when it says you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. And you would hear the unearthly wind, and you would ascend as a fiery being, and then you would understand why it is said that they were in the upper room, and you will understand when it says that tongues of cloven fire was over their head, and they began to speak in tongues, and everyone heard them in their language. It is speaking about you would speak the universal language of consciousness, the universal language of oneness, of togetherness, because you have come to a certain level of wisdom, a certain level of understanding, coming into a higher self. And you will know that you shall not surely die. You will not have no fear of death, hell, and the grave. That's what he's talking about right there in Genesis. So yes, my brother, my sister, that's why the reason why I always give you the symbol of the single eye and tell you there's no need to be afraid of the symbol of the single eye, and don't let anyone with any theory come and pervert your mind with all of their sayings. There's a lot of men on the internet who's using these things to frighten you, to make you believe that there are some people out there who are using symbology against you, and if you use those symbols it is wrong. But no, it is you learning what they're doing against you by you coming to self-knowledge. That's the reason why I always put my hand right above my crown chakra and letting you know that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawn of a new day in your life, and that the sun is the giver of our life, and that there could never be a S-O-N that is greater than the S-U-N or ever existing before the S-U-N and be called the light of the world. It's not true. So this whole Jesus story and the whole teaching of secular Christianity is to keep you in mediocrity and to keep you in fear, so that you will not discover who you are. That's the reason why, my brother and my sisters, I always say to you that the human imagination parallels the sun, and the sun parallels the human imagination. For without the sun there is no life and there is no light, and without the human imagination there isn't anything made that was made. Therefore my encouragement to you is to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your creative power, your God power, to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, out.